Mm-mm-mm. Is that right? All right, thanks, babe. Hey y'all, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. We are here, and I guess you could say this episode, when it comes to this is messy. All right, people. This is very, very messy. Make sure you're coming into the video. Be sure to like, all right? If you have hypes left this week, be sure to hype up this video. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Actually, I always forget to do something when I'm coming on to the video, and I want to make sure that I go ahead and do that now. So forgive me, honey. It will allow you guys some time to just go ahead and like the video, share the video for your girl before we get into things. This story that, because we're going to talk about a few things. One of the stories I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get into in this video, but I will come back for another video, is what I'm thinking of doing. This young lady is calling out this chef, right? That according to her, he allegedly stole her money, and it seems like he has a history of doing this. So I wanted to talk about that, but we got to get into Brenay versus Akira because this story has been brewing for quite some time. And I know you guys wanted me to talk about it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna touch on it a little piece, honey, right? Get a little more of the backstory and everything, and break it down for the people that may not know exactly what's going on. All right, one second, almost ready for you guys. Let me get this up and one more thing I need to do. What's today? Wednesday? Okay. Y'all, I have been having my days mixed up so bad. When I tell y'all yesterday felt like Friday, I really think it's because the change, right? The daylight savings or whatever the case is. I really wish we didn't have that. Just a little piece for me. I just wish it would just stay whenever it springs forward for the springtime. I wish we would stay on that and just never change. And I thought that was like a part of the conversation and something they were trying to figure out in the government like last year or the last 2 years. And it seemed like we never went anywhere with it. But child, get it together, people. Please and thank you. Get it together. All right. So okay, let's go ahead and talk about some things over here. The first thing I want, so we got to talk about Jassi, Real Housewives of Potomac. Listen, Jassi came down to the social media, honey, to share some things about her man. She was going to war in them comments, and that's the part we really gonna get into is her going to war with people in the comment section. But we are gonna pull up her post as well. So y'all let me know which one y'all want to get into first. Do we want to go ahead and talk about Jassi, or we want to go ahead and start with Brenay versus Akira, or shall I say Akira versus Brenay, because Akira was the one that did bring the lawsuit to the front. So y'all let me know which one y'all want to start with first, and we can get into that. Ooh, I see somebody saying Brenay hand with exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Okay, we can do that. Give me 1 second. Oh, girl, a lot of y'all saying Brenay. Let's get into. Okay, okay, then, girl. I mean, all right. I'm coming. I'm coming. Let's see. Did they take her post down? Let me see over here. They may have taken her post down because she was going hard in them comments. But I think everything is still up on Jassie's Twitter, so we'll definitely go over there to her Twitter. But we're gonna get into Brenay first. All right, y'all. Give me. All right. Do I have that up? Okay, cool. So we'll phone whenever it's time. We'll get into that. All right, cool. So first things first. With this whole Brenay situation, I got a piece of backstory that I want us to get into about this situation. All right. So first of all, Brenay, child, it's involving a wife and a side chick in so many words. It's like wife side chick turned damn wife at some point. Okay. Now, so based on the info that I had collected, let me move this around. All right. Based on this info. So, okay, Akira, who what you know what? Let me get pictures up because some people don't be knowing who what. All right. So this is Akira, who was married to this young man by the name of Tim. Okay, you see Tim pictured in a photo, and the young lady in the photo is Brenay. So that's the side chick. Now it appears that Brenay and Tim have a history, and we'll get into that. All right. So let me go ahead and do I have that other image of everybody? Is this it? Boom, there it is. All right. Now, Akira and Timothy were once upon a time married, right? Akira sued Brenay for alienation of affection. And y'all know that was similar to what Fantasia was sued for when she, dealt with that married man, had a baby by him and stuff. But Fantasia did not know that he was married. So I don't think Fantasia lost that case, but she definitely was sued. I cannot recall what the verdict was on that situation. And that took place out of North Carolina. Whenever I hear about these alienation of affection cases, I typically hear that it's happening in North Carolina. I don't know if there's any other states. Are there any other states that have that law where basically if you interfere and affect somebody's marriage, because you was over there cheating and having an affair with a partner, then you could get sued. But my thing is, I feel like the husband should get sued too. Or are they expecting I guess I don't want to say retaliation, but are they expecting you to seek justice from that partner through the divorce? Right? That's what I'm wondering, because he should have also been a part of this lawsuit. And maybe he is, considering the fact that his dumbass went on to marry Brenay, but that's we'll get. So she pressed charges also. Keep in mind, not only did she sue this young lady for alienation of affection, but she also pressed charges on her over cyber bullying, right? Or cyber stalking at the minimum. So that case is supposed to come up at some point in December. So we have this civil case that Brenay just won. And then you also have this criminal case that's coming up. So I don't know. I'm like, girl, is you gonna go to jail? Like, girl, this is the type of karma that y'all don't be wanting, messing with these folks' husbands like this. All right. Um, what else? Oh, I think there were like 3 different restraining orders that Akira had to get on Brenay because Brenay was doing too damn much, taunting this girl all on social media. It was really giving borderline for me, a single white female in a different way. Like, of course they look nothing alike in my personal, but it's like you did want her life or something. Like it was just very weird. You would see photos where when Akira is getting her hair a certain way, Brenay will go and get her hair the same way. If Akira wants a certain type of car or a certain type of thing, Brenay will go and do it too. So it also made me question, is this really about the man, or is this about you comparing yourself to this young lady who you believe looks better than you? And if you can acquire the things that she has or that she desires in her life, then that boosts your confidence, because it makes me feel like your confidence in my personal is below the cement, that you would need to go that far with things, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. All right. Um all right, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm going to put this up as I continue to talk about the story. Give me 1 second. All right. So I'll be back on camera in just a second when my camera cools off or whatnot. It shouldn't take long. But that's what I'm thinking. I just feel like this young lady has very low self esteem, low confidence, all of that. For you to sit up here and really stalk her, kind of want to live in her shoes, want to be in her position, want to take her man, want to have the car and stuff that she got. Like, it's just really, really weird behavior. And what we do learn is that Brenay is a twin. So with Brenay being a twin, it just kind of also makes me question that, like, or at least it makes me think to myself that that is where the competition started for you as a child. And ain't no telling who in your family put y'all against each other. And I think that, and one, I don't think this young lady has any other friends. Right. So from, me looking around and learning more stuff about this story, it's like, was Akira your only friend? Because it don't seem like you had any other friends. And it makes sense if you didn't. And first of all, I feel like that would be alarming when Akira decided to befriend Brenay. It's kind of like, do she got any other friends? Because if not, I don't know. Some about that is alarming because you probably do all of your other friends like that. And don't nobody want to be around you because they ain't got time. And you done finally got your status up because she has almost 3 million followers on TikTok. She probably got almost 300,000 over there on Facebook, and the same with Instagram. So she's grown her following, and make no mistakes. Miss Ma'am grew her following in my personal based on how she looked, really, with these big old breasts that she got. These big old, and honestly, her breasts didn't used to be like that. It seemed like they just really got even bigger over the past few years or something. Right? These big breasts. She has these extra nails that she, all the little any type of 3D design she can add to her nails. That's what she does. So, I mean, she would sit up there and eat in y'all face. And people just, they enjoy stuff like that. So they started to tune in and all of that. And also, I'll be honest and say, to me, she is a very pretty girl. I think both of these ladies are pretty. And I feel like you don't have to like a person's actions to say that they are pretty. Now, it does make you very unattractive now, seeing how you show up, you know. But you didn't even have to do all of that. So, of course, they were friends or whatever, right? Now, and we also know that she has a twin. Now, keep in mind, for the people that don't know, Brenay was also married once upon a time to a guy named Devin. I know Devin is so glad that he is no longer a part of this relationship, because with Devin, he has been doing some work. I mean, that guy has slimmed down a lot. I feel like he was about as big, maybe a little bigger than what Tim is now, but he has been doing the work, working out, getting his life together. And I don't know. And I don't want to, I don't know how to say it, because I don't want to come off offensive, because I am not one of those people that think that because a person is big, they can't get a partner. I don't think that, right? I feel like, people be talking that stuff, but y'all love y'all some big girls and big breasted girls. But I'm still just wondering, what was it about Brenay that made you be with her? I'm thinking it was two people that were very low vibrational, and that's what brought y'all together. But something about Brenay gives manipulator. And in what ways did she manipulate you to actually be in this relationship with her? Or were you just as trash as her? Like, when I tell y'all, Brenay used to be out of control. Like, I just can't. Like, the way she would operate with these two men, the way she would, like, go out with both of them. Like, if she's hanging out, and really, it didn't even matter. She would always just give Tim more attention than she would even give her husband. She would sit on videos, lives, whatever, and just act like her man annoyed the hell out of her. Like, I don't know. It's a mess. Now, again, let's go back, because I want to talk about these marriages. So, like I said, Brenay was married, and she recently got a divorce, from my understanding, at the top of this year, right? She got married to Devin back in 2021, from my understanding, and they got a divorce early 2025. And they do not have any kids together. Thank God for Devin. So you don't have to deal with her anymore. Let the lady go on about her business, and you go on about yours. And in a few years, even though you may be glad now, but in a few years, you're going to be even more happier that you were not a part of this situation any longer. Like, and you left this situation without having to parent any children with her, because that whole thing that family got going on or whatever, it's a mess. It is a mess. Akira's gonna be happy too. Now, Akira, of course, as I told you guys, she was married to Tim, and they recently divorced. I believe they got married back in 2018, I believe, and they divorced earlier this year. Now, unfortunately for Akira, she does have children with this man. I do believe they have two children, and she may have miscarried one. I want to believe, I don't have the full details around that miscarriage, but in my head, I'm automatically thinking stressed the fuck out. That's what I'm thinking, stressed the hell out, which is why she ended up suffering from that. But I don't have that to be fact, okay? Because I was not a part of the court hearing that recently took place. Now, these two couples were friends, right? I believe all of them went to high school together, but the gag is, child, Brenay and Tim got a different type of history from way back then. All right. And another thing that came out at a later time was the fact that Tim and Devin are cousins. This is what the people are learning. These two, so do y'all see how trifling this is on so many different levels? In my personal, and I feel like currently in my personal, I feel like Brenay is getting a lot of the heat for it, and likely it's because she was the one that was taken to court and sued for alienation of affection. But I'm like, I need y'all to shawty swing my way or swing Tim's way with some of that energy. And y'all probably have given him some of that before, but I feel like he need a little bit more of that. Why he gonna get his ass up there on the stand and want to cry and be emotional? Now you want to cry and be emotional. But was you crying and being emotional when you was fucking that lady in that girl house? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Don't cry now, baby. Okay. So now here's the other T too, child. Let me see if my camera gonna come on and she not gonna play me out like this, okay? I don't know how long I gave her to cool down, but hopefully she come back on and we get this right. Hold on. Let's see. Is she acting right? All right, y'all. Let us pray. Pray. Go on, put your hands together now to that she gonna be cool. All right. So now this is what we went over so far. Brenay and Akira had a whole lawsuit where Akira sued Brenay. Brenay was once married to a guy named Devin, who she recently divorced earlier this year. Tim was married to Akira. They shared 2 children together, got married in 2018, recently divorced at the top of this year, right? The gag for me is the fact that they're saying that Devin is planning to sue Tim for alienation of affection too. It's not even funny. I'm not even trying to enjoy nobody else's drama like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to rejoice because of what somebody else got going on type of drama because I don't want none of that for me. Hello? But listen, you cannot be out here doing wrong and expect right to follow you. So y'all thought that y'all was gonna sit up here and play in that lady house and then get ready to skip down the road, right? The yellow brick one at that. Okay, ease on down the road. No, baby, you eased on down the $1 million road because now your ass owe her all this money. And I can imagine, I wonder what Tim probably gonna owe Devin, cousin. And then the question is he gonna book the same attorney that represented Akira? It would be an easy slam dunk case. I don't know if that would be some conflict of interest, but it's not like those two individuals are related, but the situation is you cannot do wrong and expect right to follow you. So Brenay, like I said, pretty well known. She on TikTok, Facebook, other places. I think a lot of her popularity came from TikTok, right? Over 1 million followers. I think it's almost 300 now. Y'all see, she's the heavy, heavy, heavy breasted young lady. What was interesting about her being the heavy, heavy, heavy breasted young lady is the fact that, excuse me, once upon a time, I'm so sorry, Akira. Brenay started a GoFundMe, y'all. She started a GoFundMe because she wanted to get a breast reduction. Did she get the breast reduction? Hmm, it's not looking like it. Okay, it's not looking like it. And we are going to hop over here so that you guys can see what was said when they first was trying to get that going. All right, so let's do this one here and let's check this out.
The GoFundMe is in my bio right now. I don't need any negative comments. Y'all don't worry about how I look right now. I don't need any negative comments. If you want to donate, go right ahead. Everything is explained in this GoFundMe. Link in bio. I go to my first appointment for my what is it called again, babe? Consultation December 1st. So we'll be there November 30th. So yeah, guys, I'm super excited. I will be getting on live in a few minutes. Probably while I'm eating my salad. So yeah, go ahead and go do what y'all need to do. It's link in bio.
All right.
I want to refund from the GoFundMe. I don't know why y'all keep talking about this as if I didn't explain what happened with the GoFundMe situation. Because y'all swear up and down I just took y'all money and just ran it or something else. Where it's like partially of that is like, okay, I can see it that way, but majority of it, no. They would not schedule me any appointment. No doctor was in when I was supposed to get it done. And I have not heard from Dr. Miami. I have not heard from him. So, call it what you want. You can't be mad because you donated to something, and I explained the video back then, a long time ago, why I didn't do it, and y'all still feel the need. You took people money. I explained to y'all what happened, so call me what you want, bro. I don't care. Call it what you want. Don't be, if you ain't donate, shut up. How about that? And if you did donate, go refund it. Simple. Simple as can be. Anywho, mad, angry. I'm not angry. It's just y'all be saying some stupid stuff on the internet. I'm finna dispute off my card. Congratulations, do it. Do it. That's why you miserable. How can you tell me that I'm miserable? That just doesn't make sense. That's like me.
So basically, she wanted to take the money and didn't want to have no accountability when people start questioning things. And my thing is, if you were planning on getting it done, you haven't heard from Dr. Miami. It sounds like you haven't been reaching out either. So, I mean, it is giving sketchy. And you the one that said that you had a particular date. Now, granted, it could have been a situation of, oh, hey, something came up. They won't be in the office on this day. But I would expect the office to try to reschedule you because they going to want that money. Like, why would they not want to get the money? Yes, I'm about that. And you know what else I want to mention? The fact that she was saying, get your money back, whatever the case. If you sent money, get it back, whatever. I don't care. And I'm like, you know what? That I don't care attitude is exactly why we are here today, or at least you are. Okay? That money, or I'm sorry, that I don't care attitude is exactly why you are where you are today. Okay? Um I want to play this too before we go any further as well, because I'm going to go more into what else I've learned about them, but I also want to play this news story because again, what I didn't really highlight, and some of you guys may know, this young lady was being sued for alienation of affection. I believe the girl was suing either for 2 million or close to it, and she ended up winning her case partly because Brenay did not care. In addition to that, Brenay, you represented yourself in this type of case. And I think that you didn't take this case as serious as it was. And some part of me is like, if you will represent yourself in this case, you deserve to lose. And even if you didn't take the case that serious, hearing that a person is trying to sue you for millions of dollars should have been enough for you to try to go and find an attorney. But, I don't know how she's going to even be able to pay this off if she was already asking y'all for money for a GoFundMe to go get a breast reduction. I thought some insurances cover that too. I think she would qualify under insurance to where they may cover the whole thing with her getting a breast reduction. But and maybe she don't have insurance. I don't know. And child, you really probably not gonna have none now. Not only with the $1 million, but with what the hell going on with the government. Okay. So yeah, but let me go ahead and play this news story real quick for you guys over here.
An affair, a TikTok star, and a $1.75 million verdict that nearly ended with a fight outside the Durham County Courthouse. That was not the fight. That was the joy inside the courtroom. We're talking about the case of North Carolina TikToker Brenay Montague. She was sued by her now husband's ex-wife. Tonight, a jury found Montague liable for destroying the couple's marriage. WR's Eric Miller was in court and has the story.
That's the sound of a $1.75 million cheer coming just moments after court was adjourned. Akira Montague embraced her attorney, Robinetta Jones, as dozens of supporters yelled from the sidelines.
She has received justice from losing her husband and the father of her children.
Akira Montague's lawsuit, filed in Durham County Court, accuses Brenay Montague, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her then husband, Tim. That affair then turning to marriage when Brenay and Tim wed. In the suit, Akira Montague claimed Brenay used her online influence as a weapon. The affair also caused damage to her health and deprived her kids of a two-parent household.
And it was nothing but lies.
Brenay Montague, who represented herself in court, slammed the verdict, saying Akira Montague knew her marriage was over and allowed the affair.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
but the jury didn't agree, awarding Akira Montague the $1.75 million after more than 700 pieces of evidence were presented in court, including some of Brenay's own TikToks and texts.
That says that my client was telling the truth.
The case hinged on two rarely used laws, including alienation of affection.
It can be very hard to prove, and the reason is because it's hard to find a point in a relationship where the relationship necessarily started to go bad.
But in these videos and in the court testimony, the jury found that point, leaving Brenay Montague with a hefty bill and no answer on how she'll pay.
I don't know, but she'll probably never see it.
She'll never see it, but you were steadily seeing her man. Her talking about this girl gave her consent. You know, she gave her consent. She gave her consent because she knew her marriage was over. Let's say she did, right? I feel like if she did give you consent, it was given. You could have that now. After I've learned and known that he was with your, it's like, and your nasty, disgusting, like, girl, you got it. You got it. So even with her saying that, it still doesn't take away that you came in and you literally disrupted their household, right? So there's another clip. Let me see. Do I have that one? Okay. I'm going to play this just a little bit. Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So y'all cooking food and you all over here acting like this your child. Then you got his wife coming in the back. And we'll get into that too. And she's standing like she the guest in the damn house. She's standing around like she living there. And then look, there go her man now. So you could have been in there cooking with your own man, but you in there cooking with that lady man and her child, and then you got them on social media as if, and how you know that lady even want? Well, clearly the daddy is right there. So obviously that was clearance for her to put the child on her social media. But why you ain't do that with you and your man didn't cook? Yeah, that's crazy. So let's keep going. Now, like I said, these couples were friends. So as you saw these two in the videos or whatever together, they were once upon a time good friends. She would often go and confide in Brenay about Tim, right? And it was cool. But at once upon a time, Brenay asked, from my understanding, if she could move in with Akira and Tim because she accused her husband, Devin, of beating on her. Right? Mm-mm. Don't know if that's true or not, but I'm willing to believe she lying, but I don't know. Right? So Akira, who was kind of hesitant about doing that, was kind of convinced to go ahead and let her stay with them for the time being by Tim. So because of Tim, she was like, all right, cool, I'll let her go ahead and stay. Right? I feel like women gotta see, like, you get a vibe of something. You'll get a vibe of something if something's off. And I feel like for a long time, Akira felt the vibe, which is probably why she was hesitant on letting the girl move in the first place. But wanted to just trust, like, that's my friend or whatever. She's married to my husband's cousin or whatever the case is. So I'm just gonna trust that everything is cool, like, and I'm just gonna let it slide and let them move in, right? And now she see, I see why she was feeling uncomfortable. But I hate that you let this man convince you to do otherwise. Anywho, what's something else I wanted to get into? Now, Brenay did live at their house for some time, and Akira said Brenay used to walk around the house in these short shorts, right? And I did come across a video that I don't have where they were standing in the I guess like a grocery line. And I feel like even though her butt is technically fat, it's just wide. The shorts she had on was still showing cheeks just a little bit in my personal. And yeah, she was walking around your house like that intentionally to turn your man on, right? She never really wore a bra, nothing, just all around your house. And there were times that Akira would go to sleep early or whatever, and then when she get up, she'll catch them like in the living room. They'll still be up talking. And then one time she caught them in another room, from my understanding, with the door closed. Girl, a lot of the signs were there. A lot of the signs were there, but again, I believe that Akira wanted to keep her family together. Keisha got these 2 kids. I think she wanted to keep it together, whatever. So maybe she started to not deny the things that she started to feel or whatever, for the sake of the family. Now, at one point, I guess she just got so stressed out that at one point she did confide in her family. And what I'm learning is that the house that they stayed in was really the grandmama. The house was in the grandmama name because I guess they messed up their credit or something like that. I think they had an eviction or something on their credit. So the grandmother got them a house under her name. So when the grandmama learned that old girl is in the house and how she carrying on and how she acting, since you afraid to put her out, I'll put her out. It's mine anyway. Grandmama go to the house, tell old girl Brenay, you got to get the fuck out. Okay, you got to go ahead and get the hell out. And she wouldn't. She said, Tim want me here, so I'm not gonna go no damn well. Yikey dikey. Now I do believe at some point she did leave, and when she did leave, eventually, she took Tim with her ass too. Now I also heard about another incident where they were saying that I guess Akira got into like a car accident or something like that. And when she got into a car accident, Tim went over there and got the kids and refused to give her kids. So you over there trying to continue to play house with damn Brenay ass with this lady's children? Yeah, don't take my kids. My kids can't be around that bitch. Okay, she's dangerous. That's insane. And now they married. Child. Now, like I said, Brenay has a twin, right? The twin is a mess, from my understanding, just like Brenay is, right? Now, not only did so Brenay's husband find out about her and Tim some kind of way, right? And then everybody else eventually learned that Tim was still messing with the twin sister too. What's going on? Now, keep in mind, they have a history, so they all kind of grew up with each other or whatever. So, with them growing up with each other, matter of fact, there is a video where Brenay kind of talks about if she wanted Tim or something, she could have had him a long time ago when they were 15 or whatever the case was. So, I wanna get into that video real quick. Give me 1 second.
Ruined your marriage, but marriage. How can you scream that someone ruined your marriage? But
we've been through this before.
Okay, did y'all not separate before?
Yep.
Okay, how can you scream that I ruined a marriage that y'all were separated before?
Sorry, fucked up.
Thank you. How can you scream? And I've been in your life in your life alone for over half of what she's ever been in your life before. So how can you scream?
So y'all hear the competition coming out? I've been in your life for way longer than half of the time she's been in your life. So you already automatically think that you are better. That's what it sounded to me. You already think that you number one in a sense because I had them first type thing.
Oh my gosh, Brenay ruined my marriage. She cheated and this and that and the third. How can I do that? How can I ruin a marriage that was already broken? Y'all already had a separation. So clearly it's something up. And that's all I'm gonna say. It's clearly something up with that marriage. Before Brenay came into the picture to try to ruin. I was in your life, but I'm saying before any of this that social media see is what I mean. Before social media see.
First time, bro.
Thank you. I don't get it. But I ruined your marriage, but it happened before. In the same situation that's happening now happened before. But Brenay's the homebreaker. Believe what y'all want.
And that's part of the reason why he should have been on the hook as well. They should have been together, okay? They should have been co-defendants on this one thing.
Took opportunity for what? Do y'all realize I had an opportunity to be with him a long time ago? I've known this man since I was 15 years old. 15, I'm 25. Don't y'all think if I wanted him, I would have had him before she even laid eyes on him? He been in my life. I was 15, bro. Y'all want a little bit of the tea? I was 15.
No, really 14.
14 years old, but we dated officially 15. I've known him since I was 14 years old. Tell him on yourself. If I wanted him a long time ago, don't y'all think I would have had him before even she was something to him? Come on now, bro. Come on. Y'all not thinking logically. Y'all can think how y'all want to think and say what y'all want to say. I was plotting. If I plotted, I would have got it.
Ma'am, you plotted and you got it. Is you cool? You plotted and you got it. Is you cool? And if you could have had him way back when, why you just didn't get him way back when you could have had him? You obviously didn't want him till you saw him with somebody else that you found to be more attractive than your ass. Crazy.
Plotting to get him, I would have got him when I was plotting.
The delusions.
Come on now, y'all just gonna believe everything because y'all just don't like my character. Y'all don't like who I am because I keep it real with y'all, and I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. As y'all swear up and down, I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, make it make sense. Don't y'all think a hurt person is gonna try to destroy someone else's character because she can't, or whoever it is can't take accountability for something that they have done? Y'all can say I'm wrong all you want to. Y'all don't know what happened in any marriages. Y'all don't know. Everything happened off cameras. Y'all know there's
You sure?
3 sides to every story. So y'all can go ahead and believe what she said.
You sure it happened off camera? Because wasn't there a video they were saying where I guess him and her had just finished doing something in the room and she called for one of his children to bring her a wipe?
That's what you want. Well, y'all can go ahead and believe what I say.
And then it ended up being exposed, and we'll get into that, where you were sending videos and stuff to him. But girl,
that's what you want. But there's gonna be the truth. And that's just what it is. So y'all can, I've seen people in the comments talking about Brenay always gave me weird vibes. Please. I gave you weird vibes when I was with Devin. Y'all swear up and down that he didn't love me. Now that I'm divorcing him, how could you do that, Brenay? What? That doesn't even make sense. Y'all don't know what happened to him and I's marriage. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all just want to take something and run with it. Y'all swore up and down that man didn't love me, but that man sitting on social media talking about he healing from a broken heart. So if a man who didn't love me, how is he really heartbroken? Thank you. Make it make sense. Stop trying to make it seem like I'm this terrible person when y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing.
This is so funny. This is why sometimes when situations happen, you gotta just shut up, baby. Because you did all this yapping and yapping at the mouth in 2024, not knowing that girl was going to hit your ass with that lawsuit. And you literally finna be assed out. Like you was in them shorts all on her man.
I'm always mad. In this case, I'm not mad, but y'all not going to sit. Well, y'all can, but I'm not going to sit and let a lot of stuff slide when I'm being wrongly accused or something. I'm not going to let it slide. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Akira and Devin should date. I promise you Devin wouldn't date that girl. I promise you he wouldn't. I pinky promise you he wouldn't date her. Why do I have a T necklace on? Because that's what I wanted to do. Don't y'all realize influencers do stuff? Did you see the T necklace after that video? Huh?
I wouldn't even want Devin to go and date Akira. I wouldn't want neither one of them to date each other. Right? Just do your healing and figure and go from there. So let's get back to the sister real quick, right? Because that's what she talked about. Oh, she's been knowing him since they were like 14, 15 years old. She could have been had him, right? Well, rumor has it a few things. One, going back to this twin did mess with Devin. Okay, I'm gonna say allegedly. Allegedly, while he was still married, okay, to Akira. In addition to that, I guess back when Brenay felt like she had, the twin did not mess with Devin. It was Tim, correction. She messed with Tim while he was married to Akira. So also, I guess while Brenay thought she had Tim in the bag, he was messing with Korean too around that time, because the baby that she has on her Twitter, as soon as I went to her page, I said, baby, this looks just like this boy. And the people believing that it is. So they start telling the baby daddy, like, I don't know if that little girl yours, I don't know if that child yours, whatever the case is, right? And I think he ended up getting off TikTok for a little bit because he wasn't trying to hear all that. But when he tried to confront her about it, one, she's not going to get him a DNA test. And it's also being stated that she won't let him get the kids either, because she about know that man going to do a swab. That's crazy. But he a good one because he need to be petitioning the courts or something he need to do. Like, that's what I would think. But everybody different, child. That's what's going on. But there was a post that was made on her page back in 2014 that a lot of people started going back to. It's still up there on her page, right? So what was put out there was her post saying, you're not supposed to let anything get in between us, but did I let Tim get between us? No. So why can't you do the same? So, Miss, I could have been had Tim. Could you have? Because he was messing with your sister, and obviously he must have did something else. Like, if you could have had Tim, I just feel like Tim would have married you. Tim would have married you instead of marrying Akira. And then what's also crazy about the situation is not only is it cousins involved, right? And it's not funny, but cousins was involved. So you not only did you slight your wife, you slighted your cousin, right? This girl is back with you, supposed to be friends with Akira, but you slighted Akira. And you also slighted your husband with his cousin. Then your sister done messed with the dude way back when, and then turned around and continued to mess with the dude. And then now the sister got a child and you still with this man. I don't think she has any children still yet. Y'all correct me. And I'm talking about Brenay. But Corinne has a child that likely belongs to your husband. I cannot. This is just, girl. That's a lot going on. That's a lot going on. That's messy. That's messy, ma'am. Now, Akira did decide, at some point to divorce Tim, and it was said that Tim mama actually encouraged her after she divorced to go ahead and sue Brenay because she didn't really like her like that. Anyway, and she eventually ended up, suing. All right. So this girl, and then with her suing, at some point, Brenay and Tim, of course, they continue to be together, and Brenay goes from damn auntie to the kids to stepmama. But you was already playing like you was their damn stepmama to begin with. Showing up at functions and stuff for the kids like you they mama. Ain't nobody saying you can't support, but damn, you bringing your whole family to the event? That's crazy. These people ain't even much related to them children. Right? Overstepping your damn boundaries. But she ended up getting sued, she eventually sued a girl for, like I said, close to $2 million or whatever. Brenay decided to represent herself like a damn fool. Brenay also, like I said earlier, got these cyber stalking charges on her, 3 restraining orders, so they gonna have to figure that out. But did I also mention that at once upon a time, at some point, they had like a computer or something? I think it was Tim's. I don't know. I guess Brenay and him went half on it or whatever. And the wife was on it trying to, I guess, do taxes or do some paperwork or something. And that's when she ended up coming across videos and stuff. Videos that came from Miss Ma'am to him. I guess they were honestly like really talking to each other. But it was like video of her talking and telling him about how they just got done doing it and talking about how big his was and how she can't wait to smash on him again and this, that, and the other. Saying all kind of stuff. Yeah, and that's when she found out about that. I think that's when she probably learned that they was also smashing in her bed, her and Tim's bed. Akira and Tim's bed, right? Smashing in that lady house while her children were also in that home. Mama. Yeah, it was definitely time to get a divorce. And I don't even know if Akira really knew about alienation of affection at the time, or if the mom told her about it, or if her divorce attorney told her about it. But she learned about it either way and decided to sue her ass. And now, if the sister smashed on this woman's husband and the baby looks like she's younger than 5, so if they were married since 2018, that's a good amount of time to where I'm questioning, if this is his child by the twin, did you get this woman pregnant while you were married? And it would look like you did. So if so, I'm sorry. You need to tiptoe over there on Corinne's door, knock on her door, and pull her outside, because she's also been taunting Akira too. Pull her outside and go ahead and sue her too. Now, she may not have caused the most pain as the other sister, because the other sister is a star. She got the largest following and stuff. So I get if she didn't, like, I guess, like, cause that much pain, but still, she still was online talking her shit too. Right? And knowing that you cheated with that man and about got a baby by him too. And when I tell y'all, he is so low grade and so disgusting. He's been at the center point between them twins. They've been in a triangle for years. So for Tim to go on get married to this girl, he's doing what he typically do, going back and forth between sisters, and thought that he could do that and finesse on his damn wife, because that's what he been doing for fucking years. That's why Brenay came back around. They've been doing this and that with each other. This unforbidden or forbidden fruit or whatever. They've been doing it. Been doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if she married Devin, because at the time she probably couldn't have Tim or God. Because I do believe people marry other folks out of spite, as like a get back to a other person. Like the other person really supposed to be mad that you got married to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you probably just help them make their decision because they can't rock with you how they used to, possibly. Right? But I feel like even throughout the marriage, at some point with Devin, she probably was still messing with Tim. And Tim was still going back between your bed, his wife's bed, and your sister's. Absolutely disgusting. All y'all low grade. Low grade as hell. The way I would be over there sending a processor or somebody to Korean's door, knocking on that hoe. Yeah, what was it? What was that shit you had said? Yeah, you've been served, hoe. Yeah, see you in court, bitch. Think it's a game. You think we gonna go down in history. You bitches wanted to go viral, right? You wanted to get into some things, right? Let's get into it. Let's get into them things. Let's let it all come out. Since you're not gonna let your baby daddy take that test and find out whether that's his child or not, we can bring it to court. We can put it on display. We can let the courts find out if this is my husband's or ex-husband's child, if this child was fathered during my marriage. Let's do it. You want to play games? Let's do it, love. Y'all been wanting the attention. I'm just giving y'all what y'all want. Okay? And y'all gonna pay me for my pain, pay me for my time, and you can say the bullshit because everything is mine. Run me my 1 point. Okay? And then you got Brenay talking about something. Oh, and she's not gonna see it. I don't know where I'm gonna get it from. But she's probably not gonna see it. How's she not gonna see it? You're gonna start, and see, that's the other reason why I would take her sister to court. Because don't think that you finna get any money and run it through your sister's account. Right? Using your sister's information to collect, and then y'all have an agreement on what she's supposed to give you or whatever the case is, giving you cash in hand. No, I'm gonna have that whole account tied up too. What you talking about? Yeah. I'm gonna have that account tied up too. When I tell you they all would have been some co-defendants, because I would have been suing every fucking body. Like, we not doing that. And y'all done played on my mental too much on social media. Nah, we not doing that. You so disrespectful. You supposed to be my friend, acting like we friends, acting like we cool and like we good whole time, bitch. You been plotting on me. And honestly, I feel like Tim made it easy, because even if it wasn't gonna be Korean or it wasn't gonna be Brenay, that's just who he is. He got his own shit he got to sort out within himself for him to operate at such a low grade. Like, nigga, this on you. But run me my money. All right? And I take any little whatever you give me, I will take it. Sure will. Because every time you look on your check and you see that that withdrawal, I don't give a damn if it's 50, 100, whatever. It's what you ain't got no more. Okay? And you going to think of me every time, bitch. And that money that you send, I'm going to be taking that shit and putting it right over there into an account for my kids. Thank you for helping make them millionaires. But you got me fucked up. Like, the way I would have both of them side up in court, we not done yet. We are not done yet. We going to find out one way or the other. And even if the child is not Tim's, bitch, if there's any evidence to confirm that you was fucking on this man while he was married, done. Because you tried to follow your sister's footsteps just a little piece by going down to the TikTok and talking that big shit, even though you don't have that big following, but you want that following like your sister, I'm sure, because y'all two hoes be competing with each other, because that's probably how y'all lives was set up and probably how y'all mama had y'all as y'all was coming up, competing with each other. Yeah. You let that shit get in your head. And I'm finna get it up out your pockets. Fuck is you talking about? Like, girl, I'm sorry. I just would have had them tied up. And I would have been real quiet. Right? I wouldn't have said a whole lot of net. I just would have been real quiet, very much so calculated. Very much so calculated. Okay? Screenshotting, recording, taking notes. Bitch, I would have been a legal assistant in that. Okay? The way I would have had all my shit in a damn notebook prepared, you ain't even got to do much work. Okay? But I may not know how to do the trial process, but bitch, I've given you everything you need. Here you go. The way I would have been collecting evidence on you, bitches, you hoes would not live when I'm done. Think it's a game. And then, honestly, I also feel like over this trash ass man, the same way you did the most over this ain't shit ass man of mine, I'm finna do the most in the courtroom. You fucking right. Okay, you really could have went out there and played with somebody else that was better. And what I got, girl, I already got barely a piece of a man, and you done took that. Damn. Child. Mm-mm. So be careful, Miss Corinne, because she might spin the block on you. She might spin the block on you. Now, one thing I do think is that with Brenay, I do think that if she did not get an attorney before, I would want to believe that she will go and get one now, because what she's probably going to try to do is appeal that amount to see if she could get a lesser amount or something, to see if they could drop it. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know what her options are, how that works, but I could see her getting an attorney now. And it's like, baby, that's too late. The attorney going to be trying not to laugh in your face because you should have hired me from the beginning. Okay? You literally went out here making $1 million mistakes and didn't even know it because you got millions of followers. That's crazy. And that's the thing. Social media got y'all, they over here gassing y'all heavy. That's what was going on. And then you over here acting like you don't care. And it's like, TikTok ain't putting out like that. Let a lot of the creators tell it, not how they used to. They not putting out like that. You should have just left that lady alone. If you was going to take her man, there's one thing going on about your business. But I think the additional taunting of it, I think that's what made her really be like, oh, hell no. Hell no. The additional taunting. Oh, my Puka. I'm trying to see what's wrong with him. Give me 1 second. No. But yeah, crazy story. Crazy, messy story. Child. But that's all I got on Brenay and Akira. You know what? Linda, when you said why are people following her, I don't think they should unfollow her. Honestly, I don't think they should unfollow her, and I don't think they should stop watching her. To me, for multiple reasons, or more so, really two. One, should she do anything else, I'll take a record of that shit. Take a record of it. Anything else that her ass do will be noted. And she might find herself right back down to the courtroom for other harassments, right? So don't not follow her and don't not watch her stuff, because at this point, she's working for Akira. You have to pay that money. Okay? So at this point, you are working for Akira. So y'all go ahead and watch her. So when you're watching her, you're really watching and supporting Akira. So there's that on that, right? What? What's up, Plainest Jane? I was over there on your channel the other day. I ain't been seeing no content. Where you at? Okay. But thanks for hopping in the chat. Tim proposed at a damn cemetery and married her on 9/11, 2 days after she got out of jail. That's fucking crazy. At a cemetery? They did got married on 9/11. This is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna be looking. I'm going to be looking. Glad to have you back soon. That's so weird. Like, they're weird. Okay, when I hear that, it kind of made me be like, okay, y'all don't watch them because I don't know what they got going on. But also, let that lady get her money. But I will say, I don't think that I believe she went to jail. Somebody asked who went to jail. I believe it was Brenay who went to jail for that. I believe the restraining orders, because it was like 3 of them, and I think that she was violating those restraining orders. And so yeah, and then also the cyber stalking, which is why she's about to be going into court next month. But yeah, Brenay went to jail. So yeah, I do think, though, y'all, I would give it a max of 5 years. I really think this couple is not going to be together. I want to believe that because when the hype dies down, they're not going to be with each other. But at the same time, it's like they've been messing with each other since they were 14, 15, having each other in each other's lives. So they might be in it for the long haul and continue to deal with each other. But guess what? Tim is going to do to Brenay what he did to Akira. Matter of fact, he's already done it to Brenay with her own sister. And it's going to repeat itself unless, and keep in mind, it just seems like with Brenay, she get tired quick. Right? When it came to Devin, it didn't seem like that man did too much of anything before she just was tired and ready to get the hell on. So, I mean, it might be the same situation with Tim, IDK. But yeah, I just, I don't really see it lasting for real, but you never know. Because I feel like he might dip out. But he also might need her. She the one that got that $1 million charge. He likely gonna have to pay child support. He probably gonna also have $1 million as well if Devin go ahead and take him to court as well for alienation of affection. Child, this is a mess. This is the type of mess that you don't want in your life around this age, around this time frame. It's too much going on in America. We trying to get $1 million, not give it away. Hello? Is you cool? These are the type of things, it should never be this deep. I can't. It's crazy. It's disgusting. But that's what they got going on, child. But shout out to Akira for getting her award. I think it was a $1.75 million judgment. And I'm just like, girl, you went in there representing yourself. That's what's taking me completely out. Now you probably would have ended up having to pay that lady maybe a few thousands of dollars, maybe. Okay, maybe a few hundred thousands, who knows? But millions of dollars, all because of your I don't care attitude. If that's how you show up on everyday basis, that's how you showed up in the courtroom because you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared for that, girl. And you went in there like don't let it phase you like you've been doing. And the jury saw all through that. Okay? Child, that's one thing about it. Jurors do not like attitudes on the stand, child. That's why they tell you to compose yourself, honey. They don't like y'all little smart mouth ass people, honey. Now you could be a little sarcastic and a piece of funny. But child, no ma'am. You lost that. What a dumbass. What a fucking dumb ass. And then said the girl will probably never see that money. Well, she gonna have to. She gonna have to. You better not pay that call. Because if you pay that call, she probably gonna turn around and try and seize that bitch and sell it. You better not. Probably you're gonna have to look out for them taxes. Because you filing taxes, thinking you finna get a refund. They probably gonna snatch it up, send it to Akira. So I don't know. But this is something that you brought on yourself. And I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel bad at all. And I'm sure that Akira's case is gonna go down in history in some shape, form, fashion, and will definitely be used to be referenced in other court cases to follow. Because there will be more. There will be more similar to this, to where other people that may deal with a spouse cheating and leaving or whatever, they're going to turn around and they're going to reference this case. Okay? As an example, child. It's a mess. It's a damn mess. Girl, I feel no ways. I feel no ways. I'm mad that they took Jassi's post down off of this page. Let me see. Do I have it somewhere else? Because I want us to also switch gears and get into Jassi of Real Housewives of Potomac and how she was going off on the people in the comment section. I'm talking about snapping off on these folks. Let me see. Do I have it? Jassi, where is it? Let me see if they got it. Because Jassi was going off and she basically was trying to let people know that her husband did not cheat on her. That's what she wanted the people to know. My man did not cheat on me despite what you just is out here saying. That is so untrue. I wonder if she had all the blogs take it down. Let me see if Twitter got it. Because Twitter sometimes they gonna tell on you. And I got a lot of comments that I want to get into. Oh yeah, Plaintiff Jane. She gonna be paying for the rest of her damn life. And beyond. And I wonder, how that works. Like, let's say somebody owes a debt, they pass away, they got a hefty insurance. Is they gonna try and swipe that up? Because that's what it seems like. They're gonna try and swipe that up. Matter of fact, I heard a story like that. I think this guy mom passed away, and he owed, I don't know if it was like 10,000 or something like that in back child support. He thought he was gonna get like that money from the insurance company, and he got snatched up because of what he owed for child support. So you know what? I don't know, girl. Look, I'm not telling you to fake your death or nothing like that with $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like insurance policy, but I mean, I'm just saying, you might need to pull some type of stunt, child. But good luck. Okay. Good luck, ma'am. Good luck to you. Where is it, Jassi? Because Jassi was going off on the folks the other night. And I really want to get into what she said because I'm not seeing it on her page. I feel like she took it down where she was like, first of all, Darius did not cheat on me. But why you took it down? Because I got all the comments though. I got all the comments though. Hold on. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, girl. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Cause okay, yeah, I think they took it down. But basically, this is what it says. I do have this. I'm glad I screenshotted it before she took it all down though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cause that's what I think. Cause Queens of Bravo had it on their page. And I'm like, I know y'all didn't take this down of Jassi going off. And it looked like they did. It looked like they did. Anyway, we're getting into it. So let me get this up on the screen of some of the things Jassi had to say about the people. She probably gonna be mad at me. Love you anyway. All right. So here we are. First things first, child. This is what Jassi had to say. So she says, y'all gonna stop playing on Darius's top. Okay. You must be watching the channel. Because one person that's going to talk about a top is going to be me. All right. She says, as for the cheating talk, she says, what he did when we didn't even live in the same state in the first 2 to 3 months of dating wasn't shocking. I didn't expect a man I barely knew to be sitting in a room alone. LOL. She says, be real. Let's be real. She says anything to have something to say though. You're that girl when they have to lie to make you look bad. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because she says, my husband did not have 2 children on me. Let's make that very clear. He simply didn't tell me a woman was already 7 months pregnant with their second child when we first got together. No more, no less. The baby was coming before I ever entered his life. This narrative is so gross. All right. So this is what Jassi said. And she kind of went over that last year, which is why I feel like, okay, I see what she was saying. I think the narrative was being that she was like a known side chick, like she was fully aware of the baby mama, and that really wasn't the case. And this be the stuff I be talking about where I feel like we give a lot of energy to the women and not so much as to the men, because Darius should have been doing right by making sure he properly communicated to her what the hell was going on, right? But she kind of like talked about that, like she wasn't, she didn't know about her, right? So it wasn't like she knew about it, kept messing with the guy, and then he ended up getting the other girl pregnant. Like Darius was just pretty much lying and not telling her the truth. But I think it still looks bad to some of the fans because it's like for them, they feel like, well, with you knowing all of this and that being your guy, you still went on to marry his ass. So I feel like that's where they're gonna, if they not talking about the side chick thing, right? Which I don't really believe that she was a side chick. If he was like, I feel like with side chicks, I mean, but then also I guess you could be a side chick not knowing that you are one, right? But she's saying that she wasn't, and he just merely didn't tell her about the child that he had coming on the way. So basically, it was overlap. And I put most of that fault on Darius than I would put on Jassi. Now, again, as I said, some people going to be on your head top because they're like, you knew all of this, but you still went on to marry his ass. Like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going because this is what some of the things that people said. So somebody said, girl, save it for David. Because if all of that were true, y'all wouldn't see two therapists, right? But I feel like y'all should. If you about to get married, go ahead and fix whatever y'all issues is, honey. Okay, but anyway, child, you might have a point. Mm. So she responded and said, "So what happened on my story then? Funny looking. What happened, ma'am? Not funny looking." Then she says somebody mocks her and says he simply hid his kids. She says, "Yeah, that's such king and normal behavior, right? Girl, bye. Y'all get on these platforms acting like everything's perfect, knowing the truth always comes out. Then when it does, you want to make excuses instead of being real and transparent from the start." She responded and says, "King is fuck." Listen, I'm I'm hollering. The way she get in the comments with y'all is too funny to me. So somebody said, "Is it the same woman the blog showed last year? Because he was acting like a whole family with that woman, Christmas pics and all." And she said, "People act every day, B. This is crazy. But I definitely saw those pictures, okay? Definitely saw those pictures. And those pictures were up on this woman's page, right? They was up. They was aware. But I mean, we didn't know anything about it till later. So I don't know what Jassi knew, right? Let's keep going. So then this person says, "You got with a man who had someone pregnant. You found out about said child when he or she was one, which means for over a year you didn't know. So essentially he had a baby on you since at the same point you all decided to enter a relationship. Omission is a form of lying. This is true. He head full of gummy worms and excuses." Yikes. Not head full of gummy worms. Y'all are tripping out. Tripping out. So then Jassie says, your head looks more like gummies. I see why you stopped at one picture, but hey, at least you can read it right. At least you can read it, right? Be so mad at me, be so angry. I love it. Child, this is a person that do not give a damn about what nobody is talking about. Somebody says giving delusional, and I'm a wag, so it doesn't matter. And then she says, "Correct. A wag means so much to me." Yeah. Y'all are really slow. Y'all do know when you have money, it's nothing to go to the game and get a field pass. Or I guess she meant to say a field pass. I'm talking about field, child. She says to get a field pass, right? Oh, y'all don't know that, dig. She says, "Again, for all the slow people, I'm not trying to quote unquote look better. I am literally married. I'm just annoyed that what y'all are mad at isn't the truth. Be mad, but be mad at the truth. Y'all really are hilariously involved with what I have." She says, "I almost get upset. Then I look at y'all profiles and it instantly makes me feel better." Jassie crazy. She said, somebody said Jassie told. I'm laughing at this damn feet comment. Okay. That's what I'm laughing at. This feet comment. Let me get another a basketball. I mean not basketball. Do I have another? Uh-oh. Is this it? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to put that up. But let me move it behind some of this stuff because my camera acting up again, y'all. Sorry. I'm probably gonna wrap up after this one video because my camera acting crazy. But we are gonna finish up, okay? And so this is what else Jassie had to say. So she says Jassie told us he had 2 kids on her. And this series of tweets just made this so much worse. Like, girl, enough. She says, "Never said that. Y'all don't watch," right? Then she goes on to say, somebody said, basically, he left his pregnant girlfriend to be with you. She didn't know, nor did she care once she knew because he's an athlete. Bottom line, she's marrying a man that would abandon his girlfriend and children for the next chick. She responds, "Ma'am, you got bigger fish to fry." Mm, 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 mm. Somebody says, translation, "I rather cry as an NFL wife than as a baby mama. So pitiful that she thought she read down with this." She says, "Crying a portion instead of the projects because I couldn't live life without him. My savior. OMG, yes." The sarcasm is hilarious because she is being sarcastic. Um, so somebody says, "He simply didn't tell me he had a baby on the way." She says, your mama simply didn't tell you something about your daddy either, boy. I know for damn sure you not talking. Child, Jassi got down in the comments with the people. Jassi had some things to say, honey. Jassi said, I'm sick of this. Y'all not finna keep coming for me and think that I'm not finna, clap back and get at you. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what's pretty much going on with Jassi. Y'all let me know your thoughts about it. I do know that the baby mama did do an interview last year around that time with Color Me Pink. But even with that interview that she did, for me, when I talked about it last year as well, there were things that also was not as clear to me that I felt like when I listened to Jassi's interview, I felt like, okay, this makes sense. And I was able to break it down better from my perspective on everything last year. Right. But you guys feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Of course, I'm Jamie. That's me. And y'all know I'm going to catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim.